Hi guys, it's Kino. So I don't normally post readings like this. I don't think I actually ever have, where it's just one message for the collective that happens to find this video and feel called to it. But I was cleaning up in here and I found this card on the floor. It was hiding under some stuff and I didn't notice it at first. And it's the Seven of Cups. And I was just kind of sitting with it. I had it in the back of my mind as I went about my day. And then just a while ago, I got this really strong urge, this really strong message that there was something there to share about this card for anyone who feels called to this reading. So there was a message about Spirit wanting you to declutter your life, but the way that it came through, it was specifically give yourself permission to declutter your life, to make your life more simple, to do less. And I saw this image of someone in their house, and one after another, these people are coming to their house. Hey, can you keep this in your house for a while? And just giving them more and more objects to take care of. And at first the person says like, sure, I have a lot of space in my house. I can just leave this in that room over there. Yeah, sure, I'll take that from you. And little by little, their own house gets filled up more and more with other people's things. And I think this is maybe a metaphor for what you have been doing with your time, with your energy. A lot of what you exert, I think, is going to other people, and perhaps you have reached your capacity. Some of you may realize that this is something you want to do, and Spirit is giving you permission that it's okay to let go of some of these things. It's okay to remove some of these things from your life. I feel like this is something that is long overdue for a lot of you, either because you've been like struggling with feelings of guilt or shame surrounding it. Like, I want to get rid of this stuff, but I feel bad. Like, this person trusted me to keep this, and maybe they're relying on me. And then there's also some of you in this collective who you may not even realize what is overwhelming you energetically because it has become such a norm. It's like you've become so accustomed to this excess of efforts that you have to put in your day-to-day life, this excess of things and people you have to take care of, that it's just become so normal for you. And you've kind of like adapted to that extra level of stress, but Spirit is wanting you to really look at that. It's, I think quite simply, the message is do less and take on less, and don't feel bad about that. Yeah. There's also something coming through, like, if you do this soon, you can still do it in a way that is clean and peaceful. If you wait too long, it could, I'm hearing blow up in your face, which sounds kind of like a scary message, but if you wait too long, it could kind of end in a messy way. There's things that you need to drop. There's things that you need to let go of eventually, one way or the other. And it's like the sooner you deal with these, the more smoothly and peacefully these things can come to an end. If you hold on too long, you can start, it will get messy. Yeah. This is an interesting example, but I'm seeing someone who, like, they have to have an important conversation with someone, but they're scared to do it. And so they're like putting it off until it's like really late at night. But by this time now, they've had a long day, they're really tired, their brain isn't fresh, and so they just start like saying things that they don't really mean, or not really the best delivery, and maybe they're a bit irritable because they're tired, because they've like had a whole day, whereas maybe if they did it in the morning or like during the day when their mind was more fresh, they could have been more present and it just would have went more smoothly. So this isn't a threat of like, you better deal with this soon or else, but I think Spirit is kind of suggesting that the sooner the better, so that it doesn't happen in a way that is like it's blowing up or it's falling apart. So I'm going to take some clarifiers for this energy. If I can open the box with my clunky nails. Okay, so we are using the Aurora Tarot. Okay, Spirit. So for the collective who came across this message, is there anything that we need to know in terms of clarification of this message or any other messages we need to know? Thank you very much for being here, by the way. And thank you to Spirit for being here. Well, Spirit's always here, but thank you to Spirit for facilitating this reading. We have the Strength card. Ooh. We have the Strength card, and we have the King of Wands. I don't know if this is coming through pertaining to these cards, but there is something coming through about canceling plans. Like, give yourself permission to cancel plans that you've made, or reject, turn down that invitation. I'm hearing you don't have to go. Some of you may be thinking, oh, it's going to be really awkward if I don't go. I'll feel so bad if I don't show up. And this is supposed to be a nice message, but you won't be missed. I know that sounds kind of bad, but it won't be as big of a deal as you might be thinking if you don't show up, or if you don't go to this thing, or if you don't agree to this commitment. You may be kind of magnifying your importance in a situation, and I don't mean that in a sense of like you're full of yourself. I mean it in a sense of like, I am responsible to take care of this. I am responsible. I am the one who needs to like show up and make this happen. It's almost like putting too much responsibility on yourself, putting too much pressure on yourself. And you need to know that the other party or other multiple parties involved will be fine. Like, if it's not you who shows up, someone else is going to show up, or maybe people can handle things on their own. People are not going to be upset with you in a way that is lasting or significant. We have, so I don't even remember if I said this, it's the Strength and King of Wands that came out. So there's strong fire energy going on here. This is a very specific astrological combination that is coming through, but some of you could be dealing with a Sag who has Venus in, Sag with Venus in Leo is not a thing. I was going to say Scorpio, but someone could have Venus in Leo. Sag with Venus in Scorpio, or Leo placements. Venus and Leo, like I just said. It could even be like a Scorpio with Venus and Sag, or someone with Venus and Sag. But yeah, looking at this king, the king is like a leader who has to, this is kind of, that's frustrating. I was gonna say the king is like a leader, right? Who has to take care of his people. And I just heard all of these people around you going like, oh, you're such a good leader. You're so good at taking care of this kind of thing. Like, and yes, that is flattering. These people trust in your ability to get the job done, to do a good job, to take care of everything, like to be on top of it. You've got it covered. They trust you to do that. They trust in your ability to lead, which is beautiful. But it's like, it's almost like by default, these responsibilities just kind of fall onto you because people are like, oh, they'll be able to do it. They're so good at this kind of thing. And it's like, just because you're good at it, it doesn't mean that you are obligated to be that for everybody all the time. You know, it's like being like, if you're really good at your job and then everyone's always asking you to do stuff related to your job on your off time, it's like, yeah, I'm good at it, but I don't want to be thinking about this all the time. I don't want to be doing this all the time. So I feel like people have taken advantage of or taken for granted that you are like a good leader, or that you are very responsible, that you can take on many things, that you can organize many things, problem solving skills I'm hearing as well. Like, oh, they just always give the best advice. I'm sure they'll know exactly what to say. And it's like, yes, I might give advice, but that doesn't mean that it's not energetically taxing for me. That doesn't mean that I can just do it here and there and everywhere like it's nothing. It does take something out of me. It does take my effort, you know? So yeah, there's like people around you who take it for granted. And this could be like a combination of just their own inconsiderateness, or it could be like, if you haven't voiced that it's getting to be too much, people might just assume that you can take on more and more because you are strong. I don't know, it doesn't want to focus. You know, people see that you have strength and see it as just like a resource that they can use. Maybe they don't mean to be doing that, but that's kind of what is happening. And yeah, it's like, just because you're strong, it doesn't mean you want to be or have to be or should be carrying these burdens all the time. I think there's a part of you that wants to like live a softer life, live a more quiet life, but you may worry about like who will need you or what will fall apart. I'm just looking at this imagery on the strength card, like the person and the lion sitting together, and it reminds me of how I'm sitting with Yumi right now. And there could be a message there for some of you of spending more time with a companion animal, or perhaps this is your sign if you've been thinking about taking in a companion animal into your home, that would be something that is really good for you. Because I'm hearing like they don't ask for much, you know, they want food, they want to be warm and snuggly, they want to have a clean place to go to the bathroom, and they just want to love you and be your friend. And they will never take you for granted. They will never judge you. They will love you unconditionally. Or for those of you who already have an animal, I think they want you to know how much they love you and how much they appreciate you. And maybe this is kind of, no, it's not a strange thing to say actually, because humans are animals. It's not weird to say that. Humans are animals. So something about spending time with a companion animal could get you back in touch with your animalness and just your natural state. Because it's a lot of things that we do as humans in our day-to-day life that are not natural, or that don't come naturally to us. For a very easy example, it's not necessarily natural to be in a state of stress all the time, or to be in like constant fear, constant anxiety. So maybe some of you are going through that, and that's because of man-made conditions. Like, we've built society to be very not hospitable for ourselves. Doesn't make any sense. Yeah, for those of you who are struggling, it is not you. It's like, that's the appropriate reaction to the society that we have built. And like, we're all just trying to get by in it. And yeah, something about connecting with an animal, connecting with their rhythm, I'm hearing. So maybe like connecting with their breathing, with their heartbeat, or like taking a nap with them, going to sleep at the same time and waking up at the same time, and eating together, and just being in sync with that animal's rhythm. It could get you back in touch with your nature and with the part of you that doesn't need to prove themselves, and the part of you that is already perfect and lovable. Yeah, I think that could be something that's very healing. And I know I've been talking about a companion animal this whole time, but if there is a human who makes you feel that way, spending time with them could be really beneficial at this time as well. There's a home that you want to go back to, or there's a home that is missing you. It's like you're out there doing things for everybody else and your home misses you. Your home could be your body, an aspect of you, your higher self, loved ones, soul family. Some of you may be doing things out in the world, like when it comes to your career, your studies, your commitments. You may be doing things out in the world that you know well these are not conducive to meeting your soul family. In fact, they actually bring in people that you don't vibe with, and you know this. And maybe that's just something to think about because the message stopped there. But your soul family is out there and they miss you. That's just for some of you. Like, you know, this thing that I'm showing up for in my day-to-day life is not bringing me any closer to being with my soul family. And maybe you just need to know that they miss you and they want you in their life, and maybe somehow that can give you strength to do what you need to do. Okay, I'm going to use another deck. Let's use the Wild Unknown. And I'm just going to pull a row of clarifiers under these. Son of Pentacles, which is the Knight of Pentacles. Father of Cups, which is King of Cups. And the Six of Wands. So there's Leo energy again. Leo energy is here, Pisces energy is here, Taurus energy is here. There could be something about making your parents proud, or like, how do I say this? Like making your actual parents proud, or like a parental entity that exists in your psyche. Sorry, I just had to change my card, but it could be like your actual parent, or this kind of archetype that you have in your subconscious of mother, father, parent, even just authority figure who is constantly in your head. I'm hearing judging your every move, judging what you do, and you feel like you need to meet this archetype's expectations. You need to do what they say. And this is what causes you to hold on to things that you don't need or want to be holding on to. There's something about letting go of all of this excess pressures and responsibilities in your life and freeing yourself, that you feel this archetype would punish you for. And I'm hearing that this archetype is unpredictable. This may be like an adult you actually dealt with as a child, where the way it's coming through is like, when we think about the archetype of parent and child, generally the parent is supposed to be the one who's like grounded and put together and rational, and the child is the one who is kind of silly and all over the place. And some of you experienced a dynamic where it was the opposite, and the adult was the one who's all over the place, childish perhaps, like immature, unreliable, unpredictable. And so you, the child, had to be the grounded one who knows what's going on. I just saw a very specific image of the child needing to know what's on the calendar. Like, don't forget, parent, we have this dinner tomorrow night. Like, don't forget we said we're gonna go to grandma's, or like we have this appointment. I have a doctor's appointment. Remember, you have to take me to the doctor tomorrow. Like that, it should be the kid who's like running around and playing, and the parents like, hey sweetie, like remember we have to go to the doctor soon. But it was like the other way around. There was that kind of dynamic for some of you. And so if that's the case, maybe this voice that's like disciplining you and telling you, you need to do this, you need to do that. It could be an aspect of you that you developed out of necessity at one point in your life that had to be very like on the ball and responsible and taking everything on because nobody else would. But then that aspect of you is still there, and it may not be as needed anymore, but it's still very like strict. It's still very vocal. Yeah, it's like, it could be either way, depending. Like some of you maybe dealt with an authority figure who is very strict, and so you kind of took that on from them. Or you dealt with an authority figure who was very just like all over the place, unpredictable, and then you had to become that like strict and regimented person. And that's the thing, it's like even if they were the one who's all over the place, they're still your parent. You still want to make them proud. There's someone, a person or an archetype in your psyche, it's like it's hard to please them. It's hard to know what they want. It's like the goalpost is always moving. And so I think when you are like trying to discipline yourself or like stick to a routine, for example, you might also be constantly moving the goalpost for yourself. And it's always moving such that you're not doing enough or you're doing the wrong thing. And it's like, it's hard to get out of that cycle. This is really all about giving yourself permission to let go of the things that stress you out and to be more gentle with yourself. And to know that everything you have done is so appreciated, and the people who really love you and care for you, they're going to appreciate you no matter what. This would actually be an opportunity to see who in your circle truly loves and cares for you, like for you, and not just what you can do for them, and who's really there for the long run, who's there to love you unconditionally. If you keep holding on to all of these burdens that are not yours because you're afraid of how others might react to it, you're not setting yourself up to experience what true unconditional love really is. It's like you're not even giving yourself the chance to feel that or to see it. And there's people out there who do want to love you unconditionally. So maybe it's people you haven't met yet, like your soul family who wants to love you unconditionally. But there's people who do. They may be few, because finding a pure love like that, it is rare in this world. But when you find them, it's really, really valuable. Okay, is there anything else, just closing off? Anything else, advice, or that was a bad shuffle, or adding on to this message? I keep wanting to say like for my group number blank because I'm so used to that, but that's not what that is. My group number everyone. Ooh, 10 of Cups. It doesn't want to focus on them, but 10 of Cups. And the Queen of Cups. So the King and the Queen of Cups coming out. Oh, I was just about to say, that sounds like a couple. The King and Queen of Cups, that sounds like a couple, regardless of the genders of the parties involved. King and Queen do make a match. And then of course we have this 10 of Cups here, which shows a couple. It's like they're getting married and there's an angel smiling over them. There's Scorpio energy again. No, there's not, but apparently there is, because I just said that. So Scorpio, the months of October and November could be significant in some way. Like, that's a period where things are gonna get, they're gonna get harder before they get easier. And Pisces, all water signs are here. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. I feel like this Queen of Cups is you. And there will come a point in the near future, sorry that it's not focusing. There will come a point in the near future where you're looking at your current situation and thinking, this was once, like this moment in time was once a future that I thought about. So maybe there's a specific, like just for an example, maybe when you were 20, all of the time you thought about when I'm 30, XYZ, when I'm 30, I hope that this and that, or this will have happened. And it's like now you've reached that future that you always thought about. You reached that age of 30. It's a specific point in time. This is the future that I was always thinking about, and kind of thinking about how similar or different it is to what you once envisioned. And this is making me very emotional. It's almost like you're sitting down with your past self and telling them, like, those things you were thinking of, this actually did end up happening, and this other thing, it went a little bit differently. There are some things that present you is wiser about, so you will tell the past you, no, this turned out a bit differently, but it's for the best. We're happier with this. But there are some things where past you was wiser in what they desired and what they believed in and what they were pursuing. And so past you might have some wisdom to impart on you right now to revisit some of your old dreams, because they're never dead and gone. They're always still here. And I do feel like for many of you, this pertains to matters of the heart. Ooh, that's emotional. It pertains to matters of the heart. It could have to do with family, like your family's been coming up a lot, like soul family as well as biological family. It could be your chosen family, your, soul family, soulmates, friendships, or just a path that you desired when you were younger, and you didn't have to worry about like material stuff. You didn't have to worry about making a living. You didn't have to worry about paying tax. You didn't have to worry about this like adult stuff. You could just dream to your heart's content. And then maybe as you got older, you felt like, oh, that was silly, that was unrealistic. And now it's kind of come full circle where you're like, damn, younger me was really wise. Younger me already knew that that was what really mattered. And now I'm coming back to feeling those desires in full swing and seeking that emotional fulfillment. And past you, younger you, they are what can give you the strength to finally cut yourself free from all this bullshit, I want to say, that you've taken on. And that is just filling up your time, filling up your energy, filling up your house. There's things like for everyone that collect 1111 as I'm saying this, and I wouldn't have seen that 1111 if I hadn't replaced the card, because like the timer restarted. So we were meant to see that 1111. And now I forgot what I was saying. But for all of the collective who came upon this video, there are things in your life that just have to go, and it's the things that stress you out. I don't think this is a time of really having to cut ties with something that you will dearly miss. The process of cutting it free might be scary, sad, or uncomfortable, but once you're free from it, you will not regret it. There's things that you have to cut yourself free from, and it is like a younger or past, like just innocent and naive, a more naive version of you who actually was very wise in their naivety, is how it's coming through. They were wise in their naivety because they believed fully in their dreams. And that past version of you is coming back to save you. This angel, I think, is actually like child you or teen you. Don't focus on me, focus on the card. Do I have to do like a makeup tutorial situation? It seemed to work though. This is child you, teen you from a past life coming back to free you from this. I'm thinking of that Cheetah Girl song that's like, I don't wanna be the Cinderella sitting in a dark, cold, dusty cellar waiting for somebody to come and set me free. You're gonna rescue yourself. Past you is coming to rescue you. B flat, I'm pretty sure. Oh my god, I haven't heard that song since I was a kid. When I was just a little girl, my mama used to tuck me into bed and she'd read me a story. I'll put a subtitle if I'm wrong, but I'm like, I'd be remembering the key of everything. So I think it's B flat, which is third eye and crown. And as I say third eye and crown, this angel, this past you in the sky, oh, it's not working anymore, has a star on their third eye, and this Queen of Cups, of course, is wearing a crown. It's the opening of your third eye and crown chakras. The more these open, the more the things that stress you will seem insignificant. This is a 10 and a queen, and it says like XQ because X is 10, but like XQ, those letters could be significant somehow. Yeah, I think that's it. Yes. Okay, so I don't really know how to end this. I guess I just end it like my pick a card readings, but thank you so much to everyone who clicked if you felt called to this message, and thank you for watching. Thank you for letting me read for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you are watching this, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. If you would like to see more of my content, feel free to subscribe, like, comment if you feel like it, and if you enjoy my content and you'd like to find me elsewhere, all of my other stuff is down below. Patreon, Instagram, my music, merch, vlog channel, which I never update, but she's there. If you wanna see Yumi on some cute trips, there's some vlogs of that. Yeah. Such a sleepy pug. Yeah. Okay, well, I love you guys. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.